something up.
Uh-huh.
And he don't know Didi heard every word he said. He
Oh.
said his damn phone or that game he's playing one way he could hear it.
Uh-huh.
Well, she could hear it.
Oh. And he said that to the man?
No, the man said that to him, get your ass off that phone. I mean, off that game, so you can carry your ass to bed.
That's right. That's
But he
right.
was sitting right.
Uh-huh,
But
he was.
Didi, I mean, he fixed his phone or his game or something so Didi could hear it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
That's right. Smart little old booger too.
He's smart, he makes straight A's and sometimes he
Yeah.
fall down
Yeah.
E's.
Yeah. Yeah, he a little well. He's a little well, honey, because when they put their mind to stuff, honey, they be the best at everything.
Yes, ma'am,
Them,
baby.
especially them men, honey. I don't know about the women too much. Them bitches is some snake holes. I don't know nothing about them Luell women too much.
I don't know too much about him. He said a little bit you told me about him. I don't know about them women.
Yeah, they, I hate that I love my father, but I just hate, I hate the reputation them motherfuckers got. I hate that.
Cause she was so self-centered. Only everything for herself and all this and that.
Well,
I don't like people like that.
Well, you should hear how they doing May Hester's baby boy, girl. She left all. Now look, the bitch hid my daddy's money in some CDs. Okay, she got it's about six $20,000 CDs. She didn't hid the money since the 80s. It was my daddy's money. I know it was. And
Uh,
Erlene gonna give the boy only one of them and keeping the rest of them. And damn near don't want to let him in the house he was born in. That she owns that.
what?
Yeah, she owns that. Don't want to give him none of the land. Don't want to give him nothing. I said, well, you can't blame Merlene. That was your mama. He said, I know. I said, the reason why they did that because they didn't like that big, fat, sloppy white woman that you was with living in the trailer on my daddy's land. And he got quiet. He didn't think I knew that. See, when I first started doing computer forensic investigations, I started investigating Mississippi and anything with my daddy's name on it. And I found out his land was still active with his name on it. And it made it look like my father was still living, but he wasn't. It was the fact that they was living on his land, so his land is still active in his name. They don't know I know that. I've been watching them motherfuckers for 10 years.
Oh my God.
I sent I it's called a silver platter doctrine where I can talk to the other police departments and say, hey, I need you to check on the case file, blah blah blah. And I need to go back into the bank dossier back in 1983. Can you get the information? And they was like, oh yes, we can get the information from 1983. I said, well, did the bank close or what happened? Oh no, the bank just went through blah 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 and this and that. I said, okay, so the records are still. Oh yeah, we may have it in microfilm. I said, okay. Now this
Uh,
was back in 2009. I did all this,
uh,
and then I left it alone. And then every 2 years I would check on it. Every 2 years, I haven't checked on it in a few years, but I just when I had my laptop with all the special software on there, girl, I could look all at all. I looked into Erlene Townsend, girl, found all them new records that she got where they barred her from every Walmart in the vicinity. Every
yes,
one
ma'am.
of them little smart and final type stores, she can't go in the motherfuckers.
And she can't get a job. That she had to get a self-employment job.
Exactly. Yeah. And the
She's so
and then
she was sick in Memphis too.
uh-huh. And then May Hester got barred from the church before she got sick, which made her help her go crazy because she was running the books and stuff at the church. She got popped for stealing
What may help her?
from the church.
What?
They don't know I know all this stuff. Just like whatchamacallit got a boy down there running from a murder. Now that
That
was told to me by
finally
Jerome.
got caught, didn't he?
I
I
don't
think somebody said he finally got caught.
I don't know, but look, I don't care no more really. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to do enough to find out what rumor is true, what is this, what's going on, because I gotta remember my daddy was an alcoholic. He could have been lying too. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
My daddy was a fucking alcoholic. Excuse my language, but he was an alcoholic. You know? And
Yeah,
and
I
you,
know,
huh?
right. I think I remember him being drunk
All the time.
up there at the shop where James was. He
All the
drunk.
time, all the time, because of all that stuff he seen in Vietnam, he was messed up from all that. My father told me how he had to murder babies because the Viet Cong would send the babies up to the soldiers with bombs in the diapers.
He bombed on me. Yeah.
Yeah, so that mentally messes a person up, and so I watched my father. I only knew my daddy drunk. I didn't know really who the man he was. So when I would call back to Mississippi, I'm calling to try to ask about, what kind of stuff did my dad do and this and that. They thinking I'm calling for something else because their conscience is kicking their ass. You know, I'm calling to try to figure out what kind of man was my dad. What did he do? Did he play basketball and shit
I
like
think
that.
I think Master's husband left and went out of town where his folks was or something.
Yeah, he's in St. Louis because he done half went crazy too. And
Uh,
come to find out he owned 5 or 6 homes, and supposedly the money all got transferred to him, but being that he's half nuts, his brother is taking care of the money and Earlene taking care of the other half of the money in the homes and all the shit in Mississippi. Earlene
no,
got it.
folks is rude. No wonder she looking old.
Yeah, all that. So back to what Earlene did. So May Hester left some little old cheap ass Ford Fiesta car. They didn't even want to give that to the boy. Hubert gonna come down. Nah, I'm taking this car. He was like, Hubert, you got enough cars. Why would you take my mama's car? Well, I guess I'll let you have it. And this his
You know,
mama's car.
them some low down people.
I was like, that's horrible. I said, I ain't even gonna feel bad for what they did to me. Look at how they doing Jordan.
Oh my God.
It's just sad. I'm like, that's really sad. That's really sad. That's really sad. And he said, Sheila, I don't fuck with none of them, Sheila. He said, I don't fuck with none of them.
You know what? She on my page. I don't never say nothing to the first time I tried to be friends with her, she come tell me, I said, what's going on in Mississippi? You.
And check this out.
In Mississippi, shit.
That daughter she supposedly loves so much, LaQuanda, they paid for this beautiful wedding. The wedding was beautiful. The girl wasn't married 2 months before the nigga started cheating on her. So they trying to hide that in the family. They don't want nobody to know that. Then
They all still trying to hide something.
yeah,
She want to hide shit from when she come and got in jail, stealing in Memphis. Don't tell your mother.
yeah.
Don't tell this person. Don't tell hell shit.
So the girl was about to lose her house. Do you know that bitch let her daughter lose that house? Didn't help her daughter with a dime to save her home.
What the hell is she trying to save all this money
I
for?
don't know, but turn around and buying her son Jamie an apartment complex, getting it built from the ground up. That's what they doing now, honey. And
What
this
is
nigga got an ankle monitor because he keep getting in trouble with the law. I think he got off the ankle monitor. He came out here, I think earlier last year, sometime last year, came out here trying to get the weed and stuff. And they don't know I know that.
You know, those lures down there is something else because they say they think they're the richest mother hoppers down there in Mississippi, wherever it is.
Well, they can keep it, honey. Cause if you gotta do all that to be rich, you can keep it because that ain't no way to live.
No wonder James told me that time you can kiss my ass and that meant mine too.
But you know what I hate is that my father was such a dog to my mother that my mother treated me fucked up because I look just like my daddy and them people. My mother really just treated me real fucked up. And now that I'm getting older and I see it, it just hurt me so bad. It hurts. It really hurts.
Back.
Huh?
She got money keeping it from people so she might not be able to live to use it. Then who is I guess she got it will to her children.
It's just sad. It's really sad.
Like that.
And my thing is, if you keeping all that money, take some of that money and get your country looking ass hair fixed. Get your country face fixed. Go get you a facelift, bitch. Do something.
Your body.
Yeah, go get your country hair done correctly. You know.
And still stayed long. She looked better.
Yeah, she was a pretty woman at one time. I really liked her, but they treated me like shit as a little kid down there. They really, and come to find out, it's because they hate my mother's guts. And I don't know why they hate my mama so much, but you know what? They all dead now, so hey, who gives a fuck?
But you know what? I didn't even know you nor your mama. They used to come down there talking about your mother. I didn't even know you nor your mother.
Wow, that's sad.
She full of hoodoo and this and that. I said, what?
And they do more voodoo and shit than anybody from Louisiana.
And she down there burning them candles and things. Well, hell, burning a candle ain't shit. That ain't no voodoo.
No. My mother was so spiritual. You can tell how spiritual she was from me.
I don't know any better.
Yeah, they just was something about my mama they hated. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. But I think it's because she's from New Orleans. And, you know, Mississippi bitches don't like New Orleans bitches. So, whatever sense that made.
I don't know, because they said New Orleans full of voodoo and this and that and the other.
Yeah.
But hell, when I went down there, I didn't even have voodoo on my mind. I went to visit the city.
Okay, and then I noticed we party. New Orleans people party a lot. We love cooking good food, and you know, my people, my mama and them didn't do no voodoo. When I got older and started hearing that rumor, I used to ask them, "How you do voodoo?" She was like, "We don't touch that shit." My grandmother would always tell us how she, as a kid, she would see people running down the street going crazy. How she seen this one man throwing up frogs and stuff like that. That shit is real. And my family was afraid of that. And they was like, girl, that's wicked. That's of the devil. They said people that do voodoo, that stuff turns around and it comes back on you and makes you crazy.
And you be two or three times
worse. Yeah. So my peoples didn't play that. Matter of fact, my grandmother always taught us you don't eat nobody else's gumbo. You don't let certain people in your hair. You don't let everybody in your house. That's how, you know, they teach you how to stay away from voodoo type of stuff and to be careful of what. That's what my family was about. So, you know, it's sad.
Now, that baby's mama, she fooling with something other, sacrificing, cutting off chickens' necks and sacrificing goats and all this shit. Look in your Bible. It's in the Bible.
Who baby mother?
Marquita.
Are you serious?
And I said, baby, that was in biblical days, way back up before the world hardly began, baby.
Right. That's the Old Testament.
Well, no, baby. That's out.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a lot of them that's still doing that. They pulling up this, what they call that, Santeria shit. And it ain't nothing but another name for voodoo. They all this young generation trying to dig that shit up. My stupid ass daughter, the one in New York, this little bitch, excuse my language, but it's just, girl, they didn't brainwash her so bad against me. And we get into it, then we love each other. And I just can't deal with her too much, so I just pray for her. And she's like, yeah, Mom, I'm learning about voodoo, and I'm doing. I said, you better leave that shit alone, Simone. Oh, no, it's nothing wrong with it. It's supposed to be our religion. It's nothing bad with it. I said, it's good and bad voodoo. I said, but you should leave it all alone, because that's why God gave Jesus for the ultimate sacrifice, so you don't have to do none of that. You just talk straight to God. So what you don't need to do. Well, you can't tell me what I want to learn. I said, well, go on and learn it, baby. I said, God bless you and keep the shit away from me.
Now, Kim met a lady at the store, the day before yesterday or the week